Good morning, my dear students. Today I would like to teach you something about an interesting topic called as a common errors. So in the common errors, we have to deal with two topics, that is mistakes and errors. So mistakes are an accident, it's wrong, but the wrong word slips out. For example, if you do any mistakes, you know it very well that you have spelled it in a mistake. By mistaken, you have spelled it. But wherein errors, it is not yet learned. Actually, this comes under in a vocabulary. So you will never know it that you have made an error. Fine. So an error, on the other hand, is something you don't know. It's a grammar, or you haven't learned yet, or vocabulary you haven't learned yet. And errors are interesting because it gives you a chance to learn something for the first time. So mistakes is in that context that they are used in a mistake is usually accidental. It is a wrong. An error is usually made due to the lack of knowledge and is more formal than mistakes. Machines never make mistakes, but rather than we make errors. For example, if I take about a mistake and an error for you, an example, I'll just give an example. You know very well that a ma'am is teaching for you in the classroom, but you say by mistakenly, sir, can I have a doubt? So there is a ma'am exactly in the classroom, but you pronounce her like sir. That means it is a mistake. Mistakes which we make wrong. But error is something that a computer is installed by a human, but it makes errors. It is not a mistake, because mistake has been done by a human. He installed the software into the system. So whatever the mistake has been done by the person, that person's mistakes, it will show for us an error. So it is a machine. So that is the reason I have given you here. An error is usually made due to the lack of knowledge and is more forward than mistakes. Okay, machines never makes mistakes, but rather than they make errors. So machine will not say that it has done some mistakes. It will show that it is an error. There is according to the soft skills, it is an error. Fine. So here there is a few words which commonly confuses us always. So I want to give you some pairs of the words for you. So just look at these words. So I'll teach you something commonly confused words according to the pairs also. That is accept and accept. What is a term called accept? So accept is something, according to our grammatical, we call it as in a verb. Verb is an action verb. That means all the ing forms comes under a verbs. Fine. So here verb accept. Accept means to receive something or agree. That means if I say please apologize me, then if I say that's okay, that's fine, then that means I have received his sorry or I have received his apologize. That is called accept. Something you are accepting from the other person. Accept, not including. This is called, according to the grammatical, it's in a prepositions. Prepositions always comes before and after the verbs, before and after the nouns. Okay, nouns and the pronouns. These words, how do we identify? Wherever if you find a noun or a pronoun, in such type of a places, if you find before and after the words, if there is any words, such type of a words comes under a prepositions. Now here we are talking about accept. So what is this accept? It's not including. That means accept this. I like all these food items. You are keeping aside of one of the part of it. Okay. Accept and accept is this, but we have to identify in a sentences. We have to check with the pronunciation and we have to write the spellings. Now there is another commonly confused word, desert. See, we have the pronunciation same, but the spellings are different. The spellings are D-E-S-S-E-R-T, desert. D-E-S-E-R-T, desert. There is a difference between double S and one S, right? So both the deserts are called as a noun. Noun is the name of a person, place and animal things. Now here, dessert is something, it is called as a sweet dish like ice cream or a cakes, because after we had our lunch or a dinner, we prefer usually this. This is called as a dessert. This desert is in a hotty sandy region or a dry region, or you can say it is in a, for example, Rajasthan, there it's called as in a desert because we find the camels more, because it is a sandy place, sandy region we called it, right? So desert is something we don't find any kind of a water over there. Next words we come across with the advice. See the pronunciation of these two words. We have advice in the same pronunciation, but spellings are completely different. The spellings differences are VICE and here VISE. ADVICE, ADVISE. So CE, that is advised, we call it in grammatical, it's noun. That means it is to counsel someone. Some friends of yours comes to you and they ask they give some problem to you and you give some suggestions. Anyway, we can say it is like counseling them. You are giving any advice to them. No, this is wrong. You can go with this and all. So this type of things comes under a counseling someone. Advice is one more thing where it is called as in a verb, and this will give you something to offer advice someone or give some suggestions. This is also something like you're offering them advice. See the conversation here, ADVICE, same way we had here ADVICE. So here someone or give some suggestions to offer advice. So both will be having a similar quality or a quantity of it, but you have to find it what it's a noun and what it is in a verb. Fine, hope you are clear with this topic. Let's see with the other one that is commonly confused word is a principal and it's a principal. See the spelling here, everything would be the same, but you have only two digits, that is PAL, and here one more is PLE, right? So PAL, remember guys, principal, it's a head of the institution or head of the school or head of the college, or a primary. Primary is nothing but first. So this word comes under a nouns or an adjective. Adjectives are the words which describe something. Here PLE, what is the difference between this and this is, this gives us a values and a brief or values. It will give some values and punctuality also. You can say according to this, it's in a punctuality, rules and regulations and everything. Principles, we follow the systematic timings, okay? So here PAL is the head of the institution and PLE is something which is very belief or values or something like punctuality what we maintain, fine? And there is in other words, most of us we get a confusion, even I get sometime in a confusion words, THERE there, THEIR there. What is the difference between these two? Actually THERE there is something which is used for in a grammatical adverb of place. We use only for this word for a places. So I went there, that means I went a distance, I went there, or she stood there, she's standing in one place. So there denotes as a places. It is talked about places, right? And THEIR, there is something like it is a possessive pronouns. So we have kinds of pronouns. Hope if it's possible, I'll keep for you all the pronouns and kinds of pronouns also in the next video. So possessive pronouns, possessiveness, that means it's owningness we can say, or it is myself, it's mine in that way, okay? So there's an example for you. They went to US with their families and there stayed for 2 days. See, I have used they. They means it's talking about a family with their families and they stayed for 2 days. Okay, such type of things you are not supposed to write THERE, you are supposed to write THEIR. Is it clear? Fine, let's go with the next one, that is allowed. See the spell of here guys, ALOUD, ALLOWED, allowed. ALOUD is something wherein it is called in a vocabulary language or grammatical language adverb. So literally means to speak loud or out loud. Aloud means we speak very loudly. Allowed is something which is called as in a verb and it is a past tense of a verb. Okay, past tense of the verb. It's nothing but allow is present. Fine. So past of that we are saying he allowed me to speak something in that way. You are allowed to bring a small bag with you. That means ma'am is asking you, she is allowing you to get your bag or books or lunchbox or something. Okay, so you have to have a conscious about it. Allowed means speaking loud. Allowed means she's allowing us to get something here. So that so when we are bringing something, bringing ing, so ing comes with a verb verb. Now this is one more all together. See, the pronunciations are the same words, but we have here spellings are different. ALLTOGETHER, ALTOGETHER, right? So although means all in the same place at one time. That means all together. We all together are sitting here. So it comes in that way. All together is an adverb word, and it is an adverb that means completely. We have finished it everything. So it can be used to summarize the point. It also means it's total. That means it is completion. So both of you will both of the words are having similar similar qualities, but have to identify is means this is in the same place. It is in the same place at one time. Okay, this is something talking about summarizing the points. It's summarizing about the points. Fine. And there is one more last one, but not the least. You have a word called along. Along is a preposition word, and we along something horizontally on a flat surface, like move along something horizontally on the flat surface. So it's moving something in a flat surface, it's moving. A long, it is very long day. We are talking about a long day, long trip, and long road. See, it is nothing but you are just giving a finger gap between these two words. Like along is you are writing combinedly. That means you are moving along with horizontal process. You are giving a finger gap and you are writing, then that becomes a is separate and long is separate. So a long day. Fine. And there is in a complement, there is a spelling, only small difference, PLE and PLI. What is PLEMENT? COMP